The top 5 is based on the fact that DMX's first 5 albums all debuted at #1 on Billboard Top 100, which is crazy.
And if it wasn't for Now That's What I Call Music, top 6 would have debuted at #1.
Right. God, now that's what I call music. That's a throwback. So all of his first 5 debuted at #1. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick our favorite song from each of those albums. Now we're not gonna do it in the order of in the order in which the albums came out. Even though I do have that order. What we're gonna do is Zeus is gonna rank them, his 5th favorite to his favorite. And when he says which one that is, and he says which song from that one, I will say which song from that one because I didn't have a ranking. So that's it'll make sense as we do it.
And I love how you said that. My 5th favorite. Not
yeah, I didn't say least favorite.
My 5th favorite, because honestly, there is no bad DMX album for me. Even, and I will even say, in the quick honorable mentions that I'll say is even his 6th album, which a lot of people, don't know about too much because that was his only album that didn't even, I think, debut at top 5 in the top, billboards. But still, all of his albums, man, to me are classics. So we're gonna start this off. First, I am gonna do some quick honorable mentions, just because this is DMX, and I can because this is the top 5. So real quickly, I wanted to talk off of his Cradle to the Grave soundtrack. So funny story about Cradle to the Grave soundtrack is X is gonna give it to you, right? That one's on Cradle to the Grave soundtrack. That's not my favorite one, but X is gonna give it to you. He recorded it while he was doing Cradle to the Grave. And funny story is the director went in, heard it, and said, "Hey, can I have that song for the soundtrack?" And he was like, "I don't know, though." He was like, he was thinking that he was like, this is gonna be my first single off the Great Depression.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be for the Great Depression. But the director was like, "No, let me have the song." And he was like, "All right, if I give you the song, you let me produce the soundtrack." So the soundtrack has a bunch of a bunch of the rappers that he was trying to produce off his Bloodline Records. So there's 3 DMX songs that I remember off them. X Gonna Give It To You. The song with Eminem, which was basically the Ja Rule and Benzino diss. What's it called? Go to Sleep. Eminem, Obi Trice, and DMX. If you haven't heard it, that song is raw, so you should go listen to that one. But my favorite song out of the album is actually out of all the gospel songs that he released, this is my favorite, which is called Right Wrong. So it's a deep song, and you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to make sure to remember to go through the comment section, and I'm gonna post every single one of the songs that we talked about today.
Thank you. Yes, please do that.
So if you're on YouTube, check them out. If you're listening only to the podcast, Google them.
Yeah, Google them or find our YouTube clip of this and then go see.
Yeah, find our YouTube clip and like and subscribe.
Yes.
So Right Wrong off the Cradle to the Grave. I loved it. First of all, which one of his movies is your favorite?
Is Cradle to the Grave the one with Jet Li?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jet Li is Cradle to the Grave. Exit Wounds is the one with Steven Seagal.
Cradle to the Grave for sure.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of Belly as much. But I do like Cradle to the Grave. I've always been a Jet Li fan. I think that's part of it.
I think his best acting role actually was Never Die Alone.
Never Die Alone. Okay.
If you've never seen that one, it's him and David Arquette. Who's the guy from Think Like a Man? The guy that got with Taraji P. Henson.
Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah.
Think Like a Man. Oh, I just saw that too, like a couple of years ago.
So, anyways, he plays Michael Ealy. He's in it. It's like when he's really young. So, Never Die Alone. If you haven't seen Never Die Alone, look it up. It's probably gonna be hard to find, but look it up. Never Die Alone is my favorite. But anyways, this isn't top 5 favorite DMX movies. This is top 5 favorite albums. Second honorable mention that I want to just mention because I want to ask you off the Year of the Dog Again, which debuted at #2. Year of the Dog Again. Do you have a favorite song off of that one?
I do not, because I didn't look at it.
Okay.
Year of the Dog Again. Let's see, we in here.
Well, mine is Blown Away. Again, I'm gonna post them. I love Blown Away. It's such a deep song. it's funny enough. It's like one of, you know how he gets deep, like it's kind of like his song could easily go gospel like, but he's like cursing all through it, so it's not a deep gospel song, but it's really a good song. The chorus is like the wind, God will take all my sins blown away.
I'm trying to remember what We In Here sounds like, but yeah. So I went through and I listened to major bits of the first 5 albums. I didn't do that with Year of the Dog again, so I will. I'll do my due diligence. But yeah, okay, cool. So thanks for those honorable mentions.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My son came in the room real quickly to tell me that he's back from school.
Oh, hi.
Even though he's been back from school for the last 6 hours.
Okay, cool. All right. So those are your honorable mentions. All right.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. What's the number one? Your number 5, sorry.
So my number 5 is gonna be off of the Great Depression.
Okay. The Great Depression, which is his
fourth
album. Yes. Okay.
It is his 4th release, The Great Depression, and it's gonna be another gospel song, which is A Minute for Your Son. That one off that album is my favorite song. You got a minute for your son, Father? Let's take a walk. I'm so tired of trying to run, Father. So that's my favorite. That's my favorite song off of the Great Depression. What's yours?
Nice. I like that you picked that song, considering your son just came in the room. I'm not as good as rapping along to DMX as you are. But I'm gonna pick Who We Be. I don't know. It's just the Great Depression actually isn't one of my favorite DMX albums. I probably would put it number 5, just as you did. But yeah, I picked Who We Be, and I am not gonna attempt to sing it.
They don't know.
Yeah, I'm not singing it.
Who we be?
Please don't copyright us. Copyright.
You can. I don't think you can copyright somebody if they're singing.
If you do it well enough.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So okay. So Who We Be, The Great Depression. That's my pick from that album.
All right.
Okay.
I love it. So people are gonna probably be shocked that my 4th one is actually off of his first album. You know, because a lot of people will be like, "Yo, that's a classic. How is that not like number 1?" Reason being is because these are just in the order of the ones that I like. Like, I guess how I rank how I like them. But it doesn't mean that I hate any of them, obviously. And then it also doesn't say that this is what I think is his best album. Because remember, best doesn't always mean the one that you will listen to the most. Like, I love Illmatic from Nas. It's a classic. But I'm going to listen to something later more than I would listen to Illmatic, just because some of the greater songs might have like a little bit of better production or whatever. As Dark and Hell Is Hot is just raw. That's a raw ass album. I can't decide though on which one my favorite song is with that one, which is funny because this is the only album that I have that problem with, and it's 4th, which is, I don't know if it's Intro, which a lot of people are remembering now because of the Mike Tyson walkout.
Oh, okay.
Or if it's the song that he has with the Locks and Jadakiss. I'm sorry, the Locks and Mace, which unfortunately I can't say the very first part of the letter, the first part of the song, but it's done started some. But I guess we'll say it's the intro. Only reason we can say it's the intro is because that other song is actually supposed to be a quote bonus track. Kids, back in the days, CDs used to have bonus tracks, even though I don't think you could ever find it where they didn't have that. Was it like the cassette tape wouldn't have the bonus track?
No, oh yeah, the cassette wouldn't have it, but the CDs would. But actually, no, you'd get a deluxe CD. Just don't buy it from Walmart because it'll be censored. But buy it from anywhere else, and
you know, people listen to this like, what are CDs?
Yeah, what is that? That circular thing that goes in your PlayStation? So, okay, so which one did you pick? Intro?
I'm gonna go with intro.
Yeah, dude. Oh, so I was gonna pick intro. But I'm gonna differentiate myself. But I do love intro, and it's not because of the Mike Tyson walkout. It's because of Def Jam Vendetta, the video game from EA Big, and that intro was the intro song for that game, right? You know, the beat is just it's amazing, you know. and then just this 1 2 1 2 run through, come through. Yeah, and then so it like goes in, right?
Somebody said it's probably the hardest intro to any artist ever did.
Yeah, it's so good. But because you picked it, it's gonna be my honorable mention instead, and I will do what type of games are being played? How's it going down? Until it's gone, and I got to know now if you with me or what? Man, look, it's so good. Even Drake sampled it
right there because the next part was gonna be like
yeah. It's gonna be we can't censor, but Drake sampled it on
wasn't a fan of the
is you with me? I think is what it's
I was
called.
not a fan of that sample.
On Views. But I love that song. So I'm gonna pick How's It Going Down instead of Intro. But yeah, that's our pick up off of It's Dark and Hell is Hot. That's DMX's first studio
And funny
album.
enough, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. If you tell me about like the greatest albums of all time, that one's probably definitely in the top 5 for me.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah, which is funny, of course, because like I said, in order of the ones out of the DMX albums that the way I like them, that's 4. Of course, that was the intro album. Number 3 is actually his 3rd album, which is And Then There Was X. Most of y'all know What's My Name came out of that song. I don't know if that was going to be your favorite song, but mine is Here We Go Again.
Oh, I did that.
Just a different day. Man. That's my favorite song. Just because I don't know why it's my favorite. It's just so it's not omnipresent, ominous, right? But it's just to me, it was just number 3 will probably be, in my opinion, is probably his best produced album. Like the production on it is completely flawless. It's just that one is honestly one of was a great album as well. Well, all of them are great albums.
And there's a lot of. I was just looking at the discography for the 3rd album, and then there was X. Man, there's a lot of like hits on this album. I didn't even know One More Road to Cross was on that one. Here We Go Again, as you put it. Up Party Up, the song that they play at every frat and sorority party. Yeah, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. No, like they play that everywhere. Again, YouTube, don't copyright strike me. I know that was perfect.
You know what's funny about that song? So his record label was like, "Hey, we need a club hit," and he was like, "I don't do club hits," and they were like, "We still need a club hit." And Swiss Beat, I think it was Swiss. Is that a Swiss Beat? Yeah,
I believe so. Yes, Swiss Beat. Yes. Swiss Beats.
But it's just funny because what's it called? It was like, I need a club hit, and then the record company was like, we need a club hit, and he was like, I don't do club hits. He's like, all right, y'all can go ahead and produce it. It could be a club hit. It could be a club song or whatever. But I'm not gonna be rapping about anything that's gonna be in the club. So if you listen to, it's funny. You listen to the lyrics versus the actual chorus.
Yeah.
The chorus and the lyrics don't really match. But that's the beautiful thing about
it. Yeah, he's talking about killing people, isn't it? But it's like, hey, but we up in here though. And then there's also Good Girls, Bad Guys, which is a bonus track. It was off of this movie with Mike Epps and Ice Cube. I can't remember what it's called. No, am I thinking of the right movie?
All About the Benjamins?
I feel like it was All About the Benjamins, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think it might be a different movie that.
It wouldn't be next Friday, so
no. It might be All About the Benjamins. If I'm wrong, whatever. It's from a soundtrack anyway.
Okay.
But my pick is God. Can I say it? Well, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna uncensor myself for 1 second. Yeah. What these bitches want from her? Yeah, that's my pick.
That's your pick with Cisco. You know what's funny? It's so funny how how the radio release is so much different from the actual song off the CD. But I like how Cisco added a little bit of extra to it that made it be a little bit different. I was like, all right, it's not just like a radio mix. It's kind of like a remix, which I thought was funny that it was just Cisco. And then I listened because we always make fun of Cisco, right?
Yeah.
But it makes sense that he put Cisco on it. I was like, is at the height of the Cisco mania, right? Thong song, thong thong thong.
So that's the number 3 or no number 2, number 3.
That is my number 3, and
yes, number 3 on the and that's from his 3rd album.
All right.
So going into Your number two, yes.
Yes,
Let's have it.
number two. Our number two.
Our number two, yes.
Which is his fifth album. Which a lot of people would be like, really? His fifth album? I was like, yeah, because if you listen to Grand Champ, he's got a lot of bangers on that song. He really does. Like there's this affinity this thing that I just have for Grand Champ. I love Grand Champ because Grand Champ had Get It on the Flow, Get It on the Flow.
I love that song. That beat is amazing.
Huh?
That beat on Get It on the Floor is amazing.
Well, it's funny because he also had Kanye West. Really, it was before Kanye West became Kanye West. Like, I think Kanye West had already released his first album, but it was around that time. So it was like
yeah, or either it was the next year because Grand Champ came out in September 2003. So yeah. It was either because I know Kanye West's first big release was
Through the Wire.
Through the Wire, thank you. And I believe that was 2003. Oh, 2003. Okay, yeah.
So it was kind of like he had him on there, but he wasn't. Kanye West wasn't at the very beginning of Kanye West's peak. Mm-hmm. So, because if like let's just say if he had this had been released like a year later, Kanye West would have rapped him.
No, yeah.
Because you know what I mean. Now it became more Kanye West. If you have a Kanye West beat, it's Kanye West featured on it now.
Right, right, yeah.
So anyways, but that's not. But my favorite song is actually "We're Back" with Jadakiss and Eve. Okay. And the reason I love it is just because it had that whole Rough Riders at their peak kind of feel to it. When they were releasing Rough Riders Volume 1, Rough Riders Volume 2, Eve had come out with, the First Lady of the Rough Riders or something like that. And I think this was right after Eve had released Blow Your Mind with Gwen Stefani.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, it was just, that song is real. I'm not a New York guy. Obviously, I'm from the South. But that song is so New York. Mm. And there's sometimes that you just want to hear a New York song because New York songs are a lot more, you're like, you know what? I could shoot a mother, Yeah,
it's not that mumble rap stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And we're not hating on the South because in that top 5 that we were talking about, Outkast was my number 1. Okay. So we're not hating on the South.
Yeah, and we love T.I. and all that stuff. Even though T.I. is in a lot of trouble right now, but this is about DMX, so we're gonna go away from that. All right, so this is your number 2 album, right? And this is our number 2 album. This is off of his 5th album, Grand Champ. There are options in there. My favorites, just because for some reason this song has stuck with me, and I remember even the music video from 106 in Park and all that stuff. It's the song he made for his friend who had passed away just prior. It's Ayo Kato. I love that song. Those that I call my friends. We miss you, Ayo Kato. Like, I love it.
The thing is, I think that song was actually added at the very end of the album because remember he said, what's it called? Used to love Grand Champ. I'm not Grand Champ. I'm sorry. Where the Hood at is banging right now. Love that song.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was kind of strange. I was like, how is he talking about Where the Hood at?
I mean, I guess it's probably one of the earliest songs that he recorded before, like.
No, that's what it was, and then he eventually did pass away. Yeah. So it was pretty. Yeah, I love that song.
I love that song. It's so good. So yeah, that's my pick for Grand Champ. DMX's 5th studio album and our number 2 pick. All right, what's the number 1 pick? Well, obviously the number 1 pick is from his 2nd album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flesh of my flesh,
blood of my blood. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood is first of all, that's my favorite DMX album.
Okay.
It was released 6 months after It's Dark and Hell is Hot, so it's kind of like It's Dark and Hell is Hot and the Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. It's kind of like the continuation of the same album. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just back then he was just to how raw he was. Plus, this whole entire album is pretty much produced by Swizz Beatz. And Swizz Beatz had a unique style that was just crazy. I'm gonna say real quickly, his song "Ain't No Way," Bring Your Whole Crew after the intro.
Yeah.
Which I can't say on the radio the intro's name, but Bring Your Whole Crew.
My N words.
Yeah, a lot of
plural.
Just because I love my N-words, you know. But Bring Your Whole Crew isn't my favorite, and I want it a lot. But it's just like the opening line of that song is just like the craziest thing.
Mm.
So I was the beginning. It starts, you know. Remember, it starts with the scream, "Ah, come on!" And then he's like, "This is the lyric. I have to say these lyrics." So
Okay.
I hope everybody's listening with kids because this is DMX.
It's a DMX lyric, guys. Give him a pass. All right, let's hear it.
I got blood on my hands and there's no remorse, and got blood on my dick because I fucked the corpse.
Oh boy.
I'm a nasty herb. When you pass me, look me in my eye. Tell me to my effing face that you're ready to die.
Oh my God.
What am I? I'm 12, 13. I was like, I shouldn't be listening to this, but you know
it's
what?
so hard.
My mom don't speak English, so I can. But it's not Bring Your Own Crew. Honestly, my favorite song is, like I said, this DMX helped me become best friends with my best friend, with one of my two best friends, right? This song is the song that we both like. We dedicated to our friendship, which is Dogs for Life. Honestly, just because that song is just like it's about, you know, friendship, and like I said, DMX is one of the reasons we became friends. When me and him became friends, and then there was X had just been released, right? So I went back and got the first two albums. You want to know how dated this is? You know how I got them? Remember BMG Music Club?
No, I know BMG Music, but
Was it
I
BMG
didn't know there was a thing.
Or BM some? It's the music club where you where they would send you and it'd be like, hey, you can get 5 CDs for free. All you have to do is pay $2.99 for shipping and handling for each CD.
I didn't know about that. Well, then again, this is prior to me moving to the States. So
okay, all right. Well, by then it was
thing.
bankrupt. It was published. It was like it was a thing. It was a catalog, and you would get like, if you buy one CD for $14.99, you can get like 3 CDs for free. Just pay shipping and handling them. So you end up getting like 4 CDs for like, you know, a good $20.
Yeah.
So that's how I got. So I ended up getting Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, and you know, It's Dark and Hell's Hot. This song, we were listening to it. I was like, yo, man, this song is our song, man. This is our friendship song, you know, quote unquote. You know, it's like because it's just, man, it just embodied friendship, and it was a really badass song. Yeah. That's my favorite song. It's honestly my favorite DMX song too of all time. And yeah, man, Dogs for Life. That's my favorite.
Okay. That's really good. I have to go listen to it again just to make sure I know what that sounds like. My favorite song from this album, and this is before I even knew it was like based off of like an ad, because again, this is before I moved to the States. And actually, before I get into it, the idea that he released this 6 months after his debut album, it's a pretty uncommon thing in today's music game, not just the rap game. Usually you have artists taking like a year, maybe even 2 between major studio albums. So the fact that he debuted 2 albums in the same year and they both debuted at #1 on Billboard Top 100 is it shouldn't be understated.
It was the only second rapper to do that, like to have two #1 albums. The other one was Tupac.
Nice. So, but the song is, hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. I love that song. And so I came to the States in 2003, and I saw that ad for the woman that slipped, fell, and could not get up. I was like, oh my God, is this what the DMX song is referencing? So, but I love that song. It's just, and it's one of the, you know, DMX is a very layered artist, right? Like he has those ones that are like, you know, hood bangers and you know, okay, I'm ready to fight type of things. And then he has those ones that are like more melodic and slowed down. Slipping is definitely one of those. Deep, yeah. You know, I mean, this is a guy talking about like trauma and all that stuff. And it's just it's a brilliant song. Happy to put it on any top 5 list. Yeah, Slipping by DMX. I'm happy. Right now, I'm happy it was around to leave this song for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna hate on that song because that's the very first DMX song I ever heard. I didn't get the album, but I at that time, but that was the very first DMX song I had ever heard. Yeah, man, slipping. And then now it's an iconic song, you know, because people keep talking, you know, talk about it. And if you go back and listen to that song, man, that song really, you're right. That song is deep, man.
Yeah.
It's talking about, you know, being neglected by both parents. And this is the lead single that he does. That's the crazy part to me.
No, it is a jam, a bop, as the kids call it. But
Was it
even as
slapping?
oh yeah, it was slapping all the way. Even as I sound like such a boomer. Even as a kid, like I could understand what he was talking about, right? Like, you know, it's easy to like cut through all the, you know, the big beats and all that stuff, and you just listen to someone lyrically. And I just really loved that song then, and I still love it today. So yeah, that's our number one, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. All right, and that's our top 5. All right.
And rest in peace to the dog.
Rest in peace. All right, so continuing with our DMX tribute,